Namaste and welcome to today's episode of Mahabharata Matters. In the previous few episodes, we saw that the princes of Hastinapura were learning very well under the tutelage of Acharya Drona. After some time, Dronacharya decided it was time for the princes to display their prowess to the people of the kingdom. He approached Bhishma with this idea. Bhishma was very happy to hear that. A day was set, a stage was made. Duryodhana showed his skill with the mace. Dushyasana did the same. Bhima too displayed his mace. Yudhishthira was a champion of all. He displayed his swords, the spear, the mace, and all the other weaponry. It was time for Arjuna to show his prowess with his bows and arrows. He was a very skilled archer and he was one of the finest of the land. People were elated to see him. Then suddenly they heard a huge thundering noise in the back of the arena. Everybody turned around to see what it was. A graceful young man walked into the arena. The rays of the sun brightly displayed his shining armor and his earrings. He was none other than Radheya, the baby that Kunti had set afloat into the river many years ago, even before she was married. This young boy, who had learned from Parashurama himself, had walked in and he was challenging Arjuna. He did everything that Arjuna had done so far. At the end, he even challenged Arjuna for a duel. This enraged Arjuna and Bhima both. He said only equals can challenge another person for a duel. He introduced that Arjuna was the son of Pandu and Kunti, who were from the Kuru dynasty. He questioned the background of the newcomer. Knowing that he was a Sutaputra, meaning a charioteer's son, Radheya put his head down. Without even knowing who this newcomer was, Duryodhana sprung to his rescue. He declared him as the king of Angadesha. He even performed all the rituals required to appoint him as the king of Angadesha. He said now he is a king and more than an equal to Arjuna, and now he should be allowed to fight a duel with Arjuna. As if to come to the rescue of their own children, Indra made the skies very cloudy. Arjuna stood in the shadows. But then there was a gleam of sun that was shining on Karna. This indicated that each of their parents came to the rescue of their children. But unfortunately for Karna, it was time for sunset. The contest was called off. Meanwhile, Kunti recognized this boy as none other than her own child, whom she had let go many years ago. With fear and confusion, she fainted. Vidura, who was standing by her, who could see into the past, understood what was happening. Even without saying anything, with his eyes he communicated to Kunti to not say anything at this time. In the fear of shame and confusion that would be created, Kunti too kept quiet. What do we learn from this story? Arjuna was anxious that somebody was better than him. Bhima was angry that somebody could surpass Arjuna. Duryodhana, on the other hand, was elated that there was somebody to challenge Arjuna. Kunti fainted because she did not know what to do, and she was confused because her past had caught up with her. Duryodhana and Karna became greatest friends after this incident. So what do we learn? We can clearly see that anger, hatred, jealousy always makes one get the worst out of themselves. And also, past will always come back. It can never be forgotten. Kunti had forgotten all about the baby, and now both her children were fighting against each other and she did not know what to do at that time. Duryodhana and Karna's friendships were exemplary. They kept up their friendship from the beginning until the last breath. That's something to emulate as well. With those thoughts, we come to the end of today's episode. Remember, in this series, we are discussing matters of Mahabharata because even today, Mahabharata matters. Hari Om!